Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear audience. Today's video is going to be really helpful because here I am going to talk about how to evaluate. Now, this is a question which is creating really a great trouble for most of the student. Don't worry, watch this video till the end and you will know exactly how to evaluate the given points. Now this video is actually based on English language 1123 new syllabus, and here I'm going to talk about evaluation, which is a part of directed writing question 1 paper 2. Now this evaluation you do in letter writing, in speech writing, in article writing, in report writing and email. Now let's see that what is evaluation and what are the other things which we do. Now, verses to evaluation, we may talk about repetition or paraphrasing. Now, what is a repetition and what is a paraphrasing? Sometimes it happens that most of the time we reproduce the ideas given in the text in our own word. So that is only restating of the idea and that is not evaluation. Okay, so here the examiner is not going to reward you for rewriting the content, paraphrasing it or summarizing it. For example, if I say that this table is expensive and you just write it using your own word, yes, this table cost a lot. So there isn't any change. This can be done even a child. You are asked to evaluate. You have to give your evaluation. So this is not evaluation. This is actually a paraphrasing, a summarization, a repetition of the idea. On the other hand, if we talk about evaluation, then evaluation means that you have to make a judgment, okay, based on the specific criteria. Whatever idea is given, there you have to actually judge it, and then you have to consider the factor that what is the quality of this idea, what is the value of this idea, what are the pros and cons, and you have to see to the suitability of the idea, and then you have to give your own judgment. You may reinforce the idea by giving some example. Let's look at that how this statement, this table is expensive, can be evaluated. So for evaluation, you may say that this table is expensive, but it's made from solid wood, so it could be worth the investment. What I have done in the red part written, that I have, given my judgment. I have talked about the quality of it, and then I have talked about the suitability of the idea. So don't worry, watch this video till the end and you will know that how we pick up the ideas and how do we evaluate it. So evaluate means that you have to actually assess the ideas. You have to see the validity of that idea, and then you have to analyze it thoughtfully to determine their strength, weakness, and then overall value, and then you have to give a very logical judgment to that idea, and you can reinforce that idea using some example. So when you evaluate idea, you actually consider that how practical is this idea, what is the logic behind it, what is the innovation, or what is the relevancy of this idea, and after looking at all these parameters you are going to judge it. Okay, it does not mean that whatever is appealing you that you are going to comment. No, you have to be really logical. For example, if you are talking about school project, you might say, you might like judge it that does this idea solve the problem effectively, is it realistic with the resources and time available, and what are the pros and cons of this approach. So you have to go deep in detail about it. So from the mark scheme, if we see, so we notice that we have to actually successfully evaluate ideas and opinions given in the text. They should be both explicit and implicit. I'm going to discuss these terms explicit and implicit little later in this video. So watch this video till the end. Be patient. It may be a little longer, but it's really going to enlighten you. So for the reading part of your mark scheme for the level 6, which is the highest level, where you will be awarded from 13 to 15 marks, the highest one. So you have to successfully evaluate the ideas and opinion given, both explicit and implicit. Now, from examiner's report, if we look at this idea of evaluation, so we find out that be prepared to challenge the ideas in the reading text. So you have to challenge the ideas, the opinions given in the reading text. Always justify and explain the reason why you agree or disagree, as this shows evidences of evaluation. So you have to show the reason of agreeing that idea or opinion or disagreeing that idea or opinion. For example, if the idea is this table is so expensive. So the explicit idea is what is written, what is in front of you, what is in the text, what is the content of that text. So the explicit idea is this table is so expensive. But when I talk about implicit idea, it may be some driven idea from this explicit idea. I may be trying to say that it's not good to spend too much money. So actually I have to do evaluation of both explicit ideas and implicit idea. So my evaluation is not going to be complete if I just focus on explicit idea and I ignore implicit idea. So I have to think about the implicit idea and evaluate that also. In the upcoming example, you are going to see that how these ideas will be evaluated. For example, if the idea is that this table is expensive, okay, so I may agree to it. When I am agreeing to it, I can say that you can get 2 tables for this price at IKEA. I am saying that yes, this table is expensive. You have spent a lot of money, and with this money you can buy such 2 tables. Okay, I can consider some multiple perspective as well. I mean, further development in the evaluation. So here I can say that you can get 2 tables for this price at IKEA, but they are made up of pine. Okay, so I am agreeing with this idea that the table is expensive, and I am saying that in this money you can buy 2 tables, but I am further evaluating it. I am further developing the idea that perhaps those tables may not be of good quality. If I disagree this idea that this table is so expensive, so I may say that the price is reasonable for an oak table. I'm telling that this is an oak table, so an oak table has to be little expensive. And when I further go for the further perspective, I may say that the price is reasonable for an oak table, but you don't really need an oak table. You don't have to go for an oak table. So you see that I have taken this idea, this table is expensive, and I have given the evaluation. If I'm going to agree this idea, I'm saying that yes, this is expensive, and I have given you the other way if I disagree. So you may agree the idea, you may disagree the idea, you may evaluate it, and then after evaluation you may go for further perspectives. Now, talking about the implicit idea. Now, the explicit idea is the one which was given in the text, but implicit idea is the one which I derive from this idea. So I may derive that it is not a good idea to spend too much money. Okay, and if I agree this implicit idea, I can say that this money can be spent on more important things. I may further go on to improve this idea that save the money for other thing unless this table is really important to you. So you see that for an evaluation, I did not rephrase this idea. I just, either I will agree to this idea, and after agreeing it, I'm going to expand on this idea. The other way, if I disagree that it is not a good idea to spend too much money, I may say that the price is usually an indication of the quality. So you don't worry about the money, because we spend the money with this idea that the quality is really good. And when I further expand on it, I may say that expensive things are usually of highest quality, but you make sure that not to fall prey to trends or other things. So it's mean that you have to come up with a very realistic approach on evaluating. You don't have to just rephrase it, or you don't have to paraphrase it. You have to come with a very logical agreement of the idea and opinion, or disagreement and with the development. So take another example. If I say that student exchange programs are advantages, I mean that it is a good idea that if students are exchange. So if I talked about explicit idea, so my idea which is given in the text was exchange programs are advantages because students get exposed to foreign culture. If I agree it, I may say that students get to experience things they can't back home. Okay, there they get some other foreign experience. I may further expand on it with a multiple perspective. I may say that the programs need to be long enough for them to do it. I mean, they should be staying there for sufficient time so that they see the things there and they learn it also. But if I disagree it, I go on the other way. I may say that exchange students often stick together and don't mingle with locals. So it is not a good idea sending students. And I may further develop the idea that, but they may learn other things such as independence. They may learn living independently. Now you can see that I have, that highlighted these points 1, 2, and 3. And using these ideas, now I will show you a developed idea. But first, let's see the implicit idea. Exposure to foreign culture is beneficial. This is one implicit idea by the exchange program. And if I agree, in this era of globalization, awareness of other culture has become essential. I may further develop that there are many ways to achieve this, including family holidays, and you may be taken there. And if I disagree it, I can say that exposure to a conflicting culture may cause problem. Or for the further development, I may say that although this can be managed through careful selection of destination country. So you see that I am showing that I know how to respond to the idea or opinion in the text. Now look at this, complete evaluation. Now, these are the highlighted things from the previous slide. You may go back and see to it. Exchange programs are advantages because students get exposed to foreign culture. So this was one idea. Students experience things they can't back home, such as culture, etiquette, language nuance, and family value. So this is development. And then the further development is, however, it is important to note that the programs need to be long enough for them to do it. So what I did, that for the idea given in number 1, I have given an evaluation, and then I have further expanded on it. So this is actually a quite grown up, way to do evaluation. And I must tell you that for evaluation, the content points taken, they should be carefully picked up, and they should not be a lot of content points. Okay, minimum of 3 to 4 content points can be taken for evaluation, because you have to come up to the given word count as well. Okay, so this is for the same point, disagree. You may read it. And here I'm going to introduce you with some phrases to use counter arguments and their refutation. Like, some argue or believe or say. Here the idea will come like student exchange program is beneficial. And you may give your refutation, yet I am inclined to think, and your idea here. Okay, then you may say like this, there are those who argue, and you're going to put your argue that mobile phone should be banned in school. However, I believe, and you give your idea that they may be given for a limited time so that they may research things. So another way can be, despite the belief of some that homeschooling is better, I would suggest that traditional schooling is far more better, because it is with the multiple benefits to students. So X and Y are showing that what is the idea what is the counter argument, your opposite idea, and what is your refutation to it, what is your point to it, what is your evaluation to it. While some believe while some believe that there should not be animal testing done, I hold the view that uh, that is essential to some extent, but there can be some alternative ways where we try to shift to. So this is how you can like bring your ideas, and you can refute them, you can counter argue them. So I hope that this video has been really helpful for you. This is my WhatsApp number. You may freely talk to me and give guidance. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.